With everything happening in Chapter 6, we might have overlooked the possibility of another Titan laying dormant beneath the Chapter 6 map, or even between two maps, if this truly has a flip side. In Chapter 5, we were introduced to the Titan who held Pandora's box in his grasp for eons. This ancient power rooted in a timeless myth, suggesting that a Titan was a representation of the Great Titanomachy War, where the Titans lost to the Olympians, and that's how Zeus gained power from his father. However, in Fortnite's story, the roles seem to be reversed, with the Titans, or this Titan, imprisoning the Pantheon inside Pandora's box. It's implied in the blog post that this is the case, and the Pantheon came from the box, or at least this power brought the Pantheon in somehow. Let's move on to the war between the society and the underground, or the game of cat and mouse. Valere, Hope's sister, summoned the hand of the Titan to expose Pandora's box. It is said that the sisters have a lineage tied to the Pantheon. This suggests there may be deities or demigods even. Now Hope has taken it upon herself to find similar power sources to the box, eventually leading them to where we are now, Reality 783. Oninoshima, the land of the demons. But there are a few key elements worth noting, because there might be multiple power sources here. One is of course the Zero Shard, which crashed and is now in the nestle of the dark presence in the spirit realm. But another interesting point is the statue which was submerged in Lost Lake, which might be a little on the nose considering its location and the ties to Mizuki and the River Guard, as of course Mizuki was an NPC at that location. Given the lake's connection to water, it is possible that the statue has some symbolic or even direct link to the River Guard, and by extension the Shattering War with the Fox Clan and the Masks. Now in the recent Fortnite skin survey, there's a particular skin with glaring similarities to the statue beneath Lost Lake and now Lone Wolf Lair. I mean, Fletcher Kane thought it was important enough to make a party piece. Unless he's silly and that's just literally the only reason he did it. Oh, this looks like a nice little thing in my house. Let's do it. But guys, if you're currently enjoying the video, consider hitting that subscribe button. If every single person watching this video subscribes, that would probably be unheard of, but at the same time, amazing. And also, if you happen to be buying anything in the Fortnite item shop, consider using creator code MRJOY. 5 simple characters. #ad, #epic partner. Thank you very much. So even when you start looking at the two skins, the statue and the Titan, their concepts are very similar. Almost translucent entities. Looking at the Titan and this new survey skin, they both have a central piece, the Titan having the cosmos inside of him, which I believe is a 0-point shard, and possibly similar to this Titan or this statue, with almost the heart of the island, which has been mentioned a few times this chapter already. Jade goes, and I can feel this great slow heartbeat in my chest alongside my own. I think it's the heartbeat of the island itself. The night rose. There's a growing darkness at the heart of this island. Now, of course, with the Chapter 5 map being very heavily European and Greek mythology inspired, and the Titan itself obviously being a Titan, if this survey skin is a statue under the map, I would have to assume that this will be Japanese inspired. I mean, there's a slight chance it will also be Greek inspired, maybe an Artemis. But with the information we have, the Japanese mythology, Mount Fuji also very much on this map as well. This survey skin with a blossom headpiece, I think we have a candidate. A Japanese goddess of Mount Fuji and a blossom princess, and that is Sakura Jaime. Obviously, we're probably in the realms of tinfoil hat time. Let's make our way to a POI that actually doesn't exist anymore, Hopeful Heights. At Hopeful Heights, there were these murals. One seems to depict the 3 wise monkeys of see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Another depict a old man with a sword, another a woman, coincidentally with flowers in her hair. All very circumstantial. Reading up about the princess, there is a story involving a stream. Now, a young child wanting to save his mother goes to a stream. Due to a smallpox outbreak, this woman in white guides the young boy to the stream and helps his mother. The boy wanted to know who this woman in white was, and at the end, it is revealed to be the princess. Make of this part of the story what you will. This girl in white said that her identity was not important and said farewell to Losoji. She then swung a branch of camellia over her head, and a cloud from Mount Fuji came down and picked her up. The Soji then realised the woman was none other than the goddess of Mount Fuji. Interesting point about the cloud there, seeming like we don't really have any knowledge of what the hell was the cloud doing over the Season 2 biome, which now has been sucked up by the demon's domain. Making that what you will. Of course, this story suggests that the water has healing powers, and of course the goddess uses the cherry blossom as her symbol, Sakura. So since the clouds were over the new biome, which most of the rivers were influenced with gold, which gave you speed and healing, either I'm completely barking up the wrong tree, or that's too many coincidences even for me to deny. That's the river, the healing. Honestly, I think Fortnite has a really great mythos with their gods and how they are worked into the overall Omniverse. If anyone's got time, I can quickly explain how I see that now. So we have the creation of the Omniverse, which is the 0 point, and the adjacent nothing. It's hard for me to place if the nothing came first, but with the heavy Greek mythology that is entwined in Fortnite, how they believe the universe was created, first there was chaos, the chasm, the void, the abyss, and then came Gaia, Tartarus, and Eros. And from chaos were born Ibris and Nyx. And Nyx, Roman equivalent would be Nox. So Triarch Nox. And Triarch Aura would probably be, I guess, Eos, who is the dawn. Because if you talk to Triarch Nox as Era, she goes, I know you're hiding from Triarch Aura, but even you cannot stop the dawn. For me, this implies the third triarchy would have to make sense with that. If you got the night, the dawn, you should have the day. Also, that triarchy is missing, and it's kind of funny if you... Well, it's not funny, it's damn right dark. But of course, the Triarch's realm was consumed by a decaying force, and the Triarchs ruled in balance and harmony. So, the dawn, the night, and maybe the day, and if darkness completely fell, the day wouldn't have much chance of ruling. The day would go missing. We also have the Greek gods, the Pantheons, who I think are connected, of course, to Hope and Valere, which I've already said in this video, but I think because of Odyssey, there is a connection there with Geno, and Geno I've always believed meant Genesis, meaning origin, the original. There is no mega symbol on his chest, so I believe he is part of the Pantheon. Honestly, I still think it's cool for Geno to be known as the Alpha and the Omega. It's just poetry. Of course, the Odyssey's tagline is an ageless spirit of adventure. Like Genesis means the first. I mean, he did that DNA stuff, I guess, with the sisters. I don't know. All this stuff is very on the nose, and not many people talk about it, so I'm talking about it. So I hope you like that. And if you do, hit the like button and subscribe. Of course, next chapter, we will work in the Norse mythology and see how that sits. There's a chance that the Titan and the statue is somewhat related in terms of their like primordial gods, along with the Triarchs or something, maybe. And the Pantheons are under them, and so too maybe the Norse gods. But we have to wait and see how Fortnite works that in, I suppose. If you're still listening to the video, click the like button. Let's try and get 300 likes. We can do more than that. Let's go for 600. Guys, comment down below what you make of this theory. And until next time, it has been your boy, Mr. JLY. Till next time, bye-bye.